you want to write short stories in a sci-fi, fantasy, or a cyberpunk setting, and you search for inspiration, I hope I can give you some. I'm writing short stories within cyberpunk this summer, but I am, as many of you know, an avid fantasy and a mythological reader. So I thought just might well give you advice over, all the genres instead. So I will show you tabletop RPGs, three of them that I find very inspiring and that I hope you will find too. And that is Pathfinder, it is Rogue Trader, and it's Cyberpunk Red. I have the core rule books, and I think that is a great inspiration because no matter the core rule book, which TTRPG genre it has great world building advice. It has often a lot of information on characters, character building, character creation, and also about social classes, for example. And here's the first one I would like to show you: is a Rogue Trader, Warhammer 40K. It is a video game, and which I highly recommend. That made me curious to buy this one. And in here you find a lot of these things I mentioned, and that is character creation, career paths. You have skills, you have talents, you have armory, so you get a sense about the weapons and so on. Psychic powers. You have stories about the Rogue Trader. So that is a great thing in this book. I think you have the story about Rogue Trader. You have information about how starships look, and also about the world itself. So, like the Corona's Expanse, for example, which is very important in the Rogue Trader, and about the Imperium as well. You also have artwork like this, which I find useful, and you can use that, of course, when you write to have inspiration for your imagery in your book, and also color palette. A lot of things you can use. So that is one example. Another example is the Cyberpunk Red, writing short stories about cyberpunk, as you might know, using this now to learn more about the genre, because I'm basically learning genre since I'm interested in mythology and fantasy historically, but now want to write within another genre to tell you about my stories. And also here we have the artwork, of course, which you can get a lot of inspiration from. And as well in this book, there's a lot of lore. There's a lot of myth, and I think interesting thing with cyberpunk is that you can have mythology, you can have gods even. You can have nostalgia, definitely nostalgia. And in this book, you get a picture about what is cyberpunk, what does it mean to be living in a cyberpunk world, and you also get a lot of lore, story glimpse here and there. And of course, the Johnny Silverhand is important, so he's in this book as well. You also get the picture of Night City, which is very important, and even if you don't write in a cyberpunk 2077 world, you will get inspiration for your own world as well, of course. There is also a lot of quotes, cynical quotes about the development, how society has been developing to a dystopia, and basically that can be useful too. And of course, here you have the character creation, you have the lore, you have the skill set, and so on. You also have a very interesting thing here about family ties, because there is a group called Nomads, for example. So you roll the dice to see which connection you have. Do you have are you nomad with a large tribe, a small tribe, or are you a lone wolf, for example? That could be very inspiring as well for your character creation and to make the story believable. Here is one thing like the Netrunner and the Tech, and maybe you're not acquainted to that, but if you are, you know what I mean, and you can also read books like Neuromancer, of course, and so on. But I think this is a great way to explore, and you can also explore how people have created worlds and maps, and that's maybe more in relation to maybe Rogue Trader, because you have the star system, but not so much to cyberpunk because that's the world building in a city. But because of that, I think Pathfinder is of course perfect. Pathfinder, it's Paizo, I think it's called. It's also a video game, Wrath of the Righteous and Kingmaker. Also from there, I got interested in the role-playing game. And of course, artwork is very inspiring. And you also have the things here you can use, and that is ancestries and backgrounds, classes, skills, feats, equipment, spells, and lore. And that is the same for all three books. I just wanted to give you a inspiration, no matter if you write cyberpunk, sci-fi, or fantasy. So grab a TTRPG book and see what you can find. That is one great advice that I hope you can like too. Especially in the Pathfinder book, you have a lot of classes that you can use. Like this one, I really like this one. The Bard, for example. So you can use that to describe characters, to create characters. You can also get inspiration with names. There's a lot of things you can get inspiration from. And I think the tabletop RPG is very interesting because in difference to books and movies and also video games, I would say, this is a setting where you create your own story. So the TTRPGs are, created for you making the stories, and when you write, you also make the story. So I think that makes it a good suggestion to use the TTRPG. You can of course also use video games like Pillars of Eternity, for example, or Shadowrun if you're into cyberpunk, or Rogue Trader if you're into sci-fi. But I would advise you to try to use the TTRPG and see if you like that. And if you don't want to buy books, you can go to wiki pages and so on and find material. It's quite easy to find it on the internet as well. So what are your thoughts about this? What are your advice to other people who write, who watch this channel too? I'm happy to hear that. I'm happy that you have listened to this video. So if you have come so far in the video and you like it, please like, subscribe, and maybe share, of course. I might record something later today, a weekly reading update, for example, but until that time and until later today, I wish you a great evening. I have brewed myself some oolong tea today, which I'm going to enjoy now. So give me your best short story writing advice, and also your advice for world building. So until next time, see you. Thank you.